y'all think too small, I got big dreams. You just starting, I'm way ahead at the end scenes. Started reading and dodging all of the quick schemes. Money like your Spotify, boy, I got 10 streams. And I'm still looking for more. My people, they got a soar, I'm putting that on the Lord. Ain't accepting, ignore, just kicking down all the doors. Guarantee you, boy, if I ask for it, it's gotta be real big. I gotta make it just for my kids and for their kids' kids. That's wealth years and years. Promise my brother soon as he out and finish this bid, we finna do it bigger than anybody ever did. The odds is real big, job that's real big. Satan trying a little, my God is real big. Stayed up on the ground and the cards is real big. I gotta do it big, the only way that I can live.
For the Røkkr. Been a little too nice to y'all. Now I gotta up price for y'all. Snake eyes on dice for y'all. Shoulders on ice for y'all. 8-6 all the hate. I won't get a ball today. Got lost in the ball and eggs. I'm flipping the bars. I'm flipping the.
Octane.
That's what we wanted. That's what I'm talking about. He don't miss.
Off record deals. Tell him talk to Colin for the quote. Off record eyes. Still want to act, not the ghost. For the Røkkr, I'm done trying to make y'all comfortable.
Hello, Texas. How we doing? It is good to be back, and we've got a doozy as we continue on here for day 2. Coming up on one side, Los Angeles Thieves, the other, NYSL. Let's get into it. Let's keep getting busy. First up, let's meet our squad. Here are your Los Angeles Thieves. Octane, Drazah, Kenny, and Envoy.
With a team with a lineup like that, you know success is going to follow him everywhere. And with J-Cap as a coach, he's going to have this team primed and ready for this big win. To see players like Envoy step up in a big way is exactly what they need to stay alive this event. But Clint, I'm ready to see the boys from New York. Bring them all now.
Here we go. This is a team. They haven't started out hot. They've been struggling. They've got a very, very tough matchup to get it going. Can they get it started hot? Let's take a look now. New York Subliners.
I thought they would like that. All right, here you have it, their first time this event, and just look at the names, Clayster, Crim6, Royalty, and to me it's gonna be all about Hydra. This player right here has superstar potential. You get him going with the SMG and there's gonna be no looking back. Maven, this is gonna be one hell of a game.
It's time to get it started. We've got a juggernaut matchup to keep going. Who will take it? Let's get rocking, Texas, up to our casters, Lando and Stunny.
Oh, thank you so much, Clint. You're such a beautiful, bald man. I am super excited to get into this game. It is an elimination match. We're sending 5 teams home. We've already done so with the Guerrillas. Now it's time to find out which group of, a lot of veteran players is going to be going home at top 12. Jay, I know it's terrifying. Also, New York's your team. How you feeling about this one?
Oh, this one's scary, man, because the Thieves obviously coming off that tough loss yesterday versus Toronto, dropping both search and destroys. They definitely went back and just fixed those adjustments, because one thing that Ultra did so well was just slow the game down and just slowly pick apart the Thieves players. You cannot allow that to happen today, because that's basically the only opening for NYSL to get into this series. They're 0-9, like the Death said, in Hardpoint, 0-5, like Minnesota Røkkr were before in that game 1 Hardpoint. This is a tall task for New York.
Yeah, I'm not sure if the Subliners were looking forward to either playing against the Ultra or the Thieves, but when it comes down to Hardpoint, the decision has been made for them. The worst Hardpoint team facing off against the best. We got Kuavo to start, Bocage search and destroy, Kuavo control, Tuscan Hardpoint, and if it can go the distance, a Berlin search and destroy. Jay, the desk was touching on it. I think it was aLLeY. It was Nameless pointing at it specifically. The map vetoes. Talk to me about the maps that we have got, because it's not looking good for the New York side.
Yeah, so the first 4 maps that we have in this series, LA Thieves have never lost it. On the opposite side for New York, they're a little bit, obviously their hardpoint is atrocious, but their search and destroy, when they get to that Bocage, they're 1-1, courtesy of Hydra dropping 17 in their last match. But this is just, like I said, it all starts with this first map. They have to build some early momentum into this series.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing that I think that we are looking at specifically. Obviously, LA Thieves off the loss versus the Toronto Ultra, but it's really a matter of what New York are we going to see. Is this going to be a team that has utilized that last week and a half, really worked on their hardpoint game, really worked just in general on their overall game we will have to try and find on out. The problem being, though, is that you're facing off against the LA Thieves and on Gavutu. So a lot of that practice may not mean a whole lot when you're facing off against a roster like this on this very map and mode combination. Jay, Kenny has talked about it a number of different times. Don't play us on Gavutu. The Thieves managed to get it for the opening hard point. It's not an easy ask, my friend. It's not an easy ask for the New York Subliners to face off against this team, to try to win their first hardpoint versus what is the best hardpoint team and on their best hardpoint map.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult task for New York to try to get this done. You have Octane, you have Kenny, who are phenomenal AR players, and then on the opposite side for NYSL, not a single player in hardpoint is over a 1.0 KD. So a map like Gavutu, I'm really looking at the ARs to step up. Placer and Crim need to make a statement here.
Arlington, make some noise. Here we go. A massive game already to kick off day 2 at the OpTic Major. Subliners versus Thieves. It's time to get crazy over at P1. Royalty makes somewhat of a sizable dent. The problem for him is that Thieves, in fact, have won the trade. And on a map like Gavutu specifically, the reason why this Thieves roster is so solid, Jay, is because the amount of players who typically are used to running that AR in the first place. Also, you've got multiple players on the flank because Envoy's handling business. Hydra gets dropped, and once more, the Thieves walk away with the seconds.
This is good work early on from the Thieves to get up about 40 seconds off of this P1 hardpoint. They're pushing out. Envoy's also on a 6 spree. So one off of that glide bomb, he can potentially find this kill. And off the rotation, the Thieves are going to be at ship already. You have a couple players from NYSL. Hydra, he was able to take down one, but NYSL, only player here, Hydra, he has to try to go big off the rotation. He's going to drop, and the Thieves, flawless.
That is a big loss. On top of that, Envoy also has earned that glide bomb, so already thinking about the future. We talked about a number of different hills on Gavutu that are going to be open, perfect for a streak of that nature. Envoy finally gets taken down, and with that, we say goodnight to Drazah. For the first time, it feels like throughout our beginning moments in this Gavutu, New York have got some time to soak on up, and they could use all 30 of this, considering the Thieves have got spawns for next.
Yeah, this is big time from New York. They can get this in their bag. But Hydra finds 2, Crim finds another, and that's going to be a clean 4 dead. As you see, number 6, he's slowly starting to approach up that middle map. Hydra, he's playing for some spawn kills. Unfortunately, not able to win that versus Octane. So the spawns are still going to be in favor of the Thieves. But now it's Placer's turn. He takes down 1. You have to try to play your life here until your teammates get into play.
And we've seen teams hold this from the front previously, but a lot of that's going to come down to that P1 control. I thought Subliners would hold the early seconds, but a nice nade from Kenny shuts down Clay, and with that, the hill will remain vacant for the moment. Subliners, somewhat of a checkpoint, if you will, over at P1, but they've got nobody left to try to challenge the hill. Nice long-range shot there for Hydra to try to open things up. Nades back and forth. A valuable 45 seconds left, and Octane will make his impact felt as he'll grab 2.
Now with 40 seconds left, if you are New York, you have to make sure that you're keeping those spawns for that P4 hardpoint, because that's a money hill on Gavutu. Hydra, he opens up with 1 kill, but unfortunately, he's going to get traded. Kills going back and forth. Octane on the hill doing everything he can with the AR. Yesterday in the series, he had a .8. He's definitely looking to answer back here on a 5 spree, hitting shots like that. 2 off kill streaks.
With the sub? With the sub from range? Octane doing it all, and oh my goodness, that'll be 6 in a row for him. As we talked about it, Envoy's already got a glide bomb for the future. Octane could earn his own as well, but the battle of the rotations is in, and take a look at Envoy already in the back of the spawn. New York have no idea that he's going to be here. Takes down Royalty and will look to try to stay alive for as long as possible. A big 1v1 to take. He gets taken down, but nonetheless, the Thieves already showing why they are such menaces on this map. The AR talent from the front also can beam you from the backside as well. See if Octane can earn that streak. As we said, still sitting on 6 in a row. Gonna get his opportunity. And with that, the Thieves, despite falling, they've got double streaks to work with.
Picks up the glide, but with 30 seconds left, New York, they have held down this P4 for every single second. Now the only thing is you have to try to get out of this. You do not want to allow the Thieves to continuously trap you in the back of this P4 spawn, as there's so much pressure still here. Crim's able to find 2 on the hill, but here comes Drazah from the back. He takes down 1, Kenny with the assistance. But Hydra unfortunately gets taken down, and this is the worst case scenario right now for New York, because now you have to go for the long rotation. You see Royalty in a great position, but the Thieves are already going to be ready for it.
Yeah, it's going to be up to the new guy. It's going to be up to Royalty to try and make sizable dent in the back of the spawn. As you said, a great moment right now for Thieves. Are they going to read that he's back here? Looks as if they will. The shots come in, and LA, aware of his position, they'll take him down. Thieves right now sit in a wonderful position right now at P5. A few of the spawn outs begin to take place, so just like that, the Subliners have now got the spawns in their hand. A current dicey moment right now for the Thieves. Let's step aside and see how the comms sound in what is a very mixy hard point.
He's not weak, Russ. He's not down. I don't see him. Located still. I'm looking at it. Nice. I dropped him. 20 seconds. Come on. Mid-stairs absolute. He went up top circle. Play this kid. I played over glide we need. I have a glide we need. Yo, push outside. I can get that guy. I'm gonna get the guy. Tree rock, guys. In bottom boat. He's oil can. Oil me. Boat.
Trying to help you.
Our side's clear. I'm playing a south circle. I'm push on our tree rock. Go up circle, Ken. Our side. Our side. Top green. Crimp is still our side. There's that. Røkkr, you hit once. I need it. Rock still. Top green. We're gonna have to. Hard side cut. I need it. I'm in the last 2 circles. Don't make cut. Multiple P3 guys. I can't get that guy. On their side. Mid. Yeah, on hill royalty. Okay. Can you push our side? 25 seconds. This is hard time. This is good time. Nice. Get shit 3. Last guy. I'm hitting circle steps. Last guy's hot though. He's on out. To the right. Our side. Okay. One shot. Absolute. There's circle tank. I can get the guy. Circle tank. Crimp going up. Oh, he's up. Circle stairs. Yeah, I can get the guy. I'm holding mid-cross for a second. I have all the cross. Our side circle steps. Crimp dead. Young and Donald. They play through.
Yeah, here. I'm trying to see any
He will, yes.
Clean comms across the board there for the LA Thieves. I mean, what, Jay? Just a number of different moments where LAT constantly calling out, when players are making their way through, calling out names, making it known when they're pushing out, when the teammates need to be aware of their own positioning. Thieves with a 40-point advantage now as we come in toward P2, our second set of rotations. It's been the Thieves to start, but can New York begin to find something? Can they start to catch some heat? And it very well could come down to the man that just died on your screen. Royalty gets taken down. And with that, a big spot already left open. Hydra doing everything he can to stay alive toward the bottom side. Trades back and forth, but this time it's Kenny who comes out on top.
20 seconds remaining on this hill. If you are New York, you have the spawns. You want to make sure you get to that P3, but also push out top green. You see number 8 in Clayster trying to make sure he holds down that positioning. As the Thieves will get this remaining 20 seconds. One player is going to be in the contest, and New York actually put a lot of pressure on this. Eventually with 5 seconds left, Thieves take control, and now this is where New York have to get back into this game. Even though I'm pretty sure Octane still has that glide bomb to work with, that's the only way that they can break on in this hill. As that's going to get called in, you will remove the player from that point. As Clayster drops, but 2 NYSL do pick up kills, so it's going to slow down the pressure from the Thieves.
That's a great answer. That is a perfect answer out of NYSL as Royalty. Round the corner he goes. Meanwhile, it's Drazah over in the flank, so LAT actually spawn up on the preferred side, and they'll not just invest one streak, they'll invest the other. Doesn't find any damage, but it at least gains the information for LAT. A big investment for one of the best hills to hold in all of Vanguard, and it appears that it was, in fact, a worthy transaction as long as they can win the fights up close. A slower game for the Alaskan Assassin, but he's at least able to put one away. The nade will come through over the top. New York looked to clear things and set up for this next hill. And I think all things considered, I mean, what? LAT get a good 15, 20 seconds, but they invest both the streaks moving forward. You're happy about that if you're New York. We'll see if this hill, labeled the money hill, will be that for them. This hardpoint, Jay, could decide the game.
Yeah, last time we saw New York, they were able to hold it down for the first 40 seconds. But only being down by 50 points now. If they can hold this, they basically tie the game up. See all of the Thieves just trying to slowly approach towards the middle of the map. Just trying to open up with the kill. Envoy able to hit the backside. Takes down one, but Crim and Clay answer with 2 of their own. A lot of gunfights going back and forth. Spawn still coming in from New York. The pressure's here from the Thieves.
Kenny ends up walking with the trades. I mean, these are some close spawns right now for either end. NYSL with the preferred spot, but Kenny taking players down left, right, and center. Is that 4? Nearly makes it 5 in a row. Does get dropped. But NYSL will hold valiantly for as long as possible. They've got the time, and the hill will be a successful one. But looking ahead, as we said on Gavutu, it's all about thinking ahead. NYSL will get the same spawn as now they will send all 4 over toward P1 and through the beach side we go. It was a chaotic kill last time, and NYSL will have to do the same thing. A big spot already for Kenny. Crim6 is able to read him as Thieves will be at P5 first.
And spawns do flip. This is exactly what New York want to try to do. He just has to get out of this red tower spawn. Drazah doing everything he can to just stay alive on this point. 227 to 175. The Thieves are able to get this time. They will be able to close it out, but New York, they find 3 kills. Last player on the ship's area is going to be Octane. 30 seconds remaining. You have to start thinking about that rotation because the Thieves, they would no longer be able to win it here. As they are going to be early towards that P1. You see number 3 on your minimap, Kenny, ready for the rotation.
This has been an impressive comeback from the Subliners. We talked about it, 3 hills in a row where they had to work from the back foot, and they've managed to do so. Hydra falls, but as the final 8 seconds will tick away at P5, we're now going back toward P1. It'll be the Thieves to start. Subliners are gonna have to work out a strategy, have to generate some bit of success, either through their front side or even through the middle side of the lane. Trades back and forth we go, and with that, Subliners gonna have man count advantage. Kenny's gonna have to go big in the meantime. LAT sitting on 232, but the Subliners get 4 down.
That's 4 down. Now with 40 seconds left, New York are trying to make the comeback happen. Crim on a 5 spree. If he can pick up these kill streaks, potentially pick up that glide bomb, it could be so big, but Kenny shuts him down. Now with 30 seconds remaining, the Thieves, they find 3 kills. Only 2 players left from New York. Royalty has to go big. He takes down 1. Fortunately, he does get traded. 1v1 all left up to Hydra. He actually wins that one-on-one. So now Glacier and Hydra have to try to go big here. Envoy finds 2. Envoy almost with the 3rd, but eventually the Thieves break in, but they cannot win here.
They cannot win it at this hard point. The Subliners are aware of that as they look to set up for next, but Drazah's picking them apart in the middle of the map, as that'll be 2 for Drazah. 7 points away are the Thieves from walking away with this game, and they've cleared out the middle. NYSL now with panic have to get to the hard point. Can they get here? Can they at least stop the time? They will for a second, but it's not gonna matter. A back and forth game, but the LA Thieves will hold on here on Gavutsu. You felt the desperation, the importance from the Subliners' end. And that hardpoint losing streak will only continue. Don't play us on Gavutsu. We learned exactly why that's the case, but NYSL gave it their best shot.
They really did, man. It was a close game, number 1. Keep in mind that the Thieves still picked up 2 glide bombs. They had those streaks to work with to break any hill when necessary. But New York, they were just fighting back towards the later half of that game. Hydra put up 40 kills, 27 non-traded. The only player to go positive on the side of NYSL, and they only lose by 30 points. Let me tell you right now, if NYSL are gonna go back and watch this VOD, only thing you gotta do is just step up in the slaying. Because if that guy's dropping 40, you're losing by 20 points to the best hardpoint team in the game. You only have little mistakes that you need to fix.
Well, that's the problem that we talked about, right? I mean, it was a matter of, like, what, 3-4 hills in a row where LAT got the early advantage, and New York are constantly working, trying to generate spawns, trying to have the advantage. I mean, what, it's like LAT getting 20 points to New York's 30. I mean, at some point you're going to catch up, but it just felt like they were always on the back foot. But a lot of the reason why they were even in a spot to try and challenge, to maybe walk away with this hard point, because as you said, Jay, it was all on Hydra. 40 and 24, a fantastic game. But really the story from the Thieves end, right? More consistent across the board. No major slayers taking off from the LA Thieves side. And when you look at the stats, right? When you look at their hard point, there's not one standout player. I mean, everybody, for the most part, sits around even. A very consistent team is this LA Thieves roster in hardpoint, and they showed that in this opening Gavutsu here.
Yeah, they're just playing fundamentally correct. We saw a lot of the rotations for NYSL. It was 1 player, possibly 2, but there was always an opening. Like that one time where Envoy was able to sneak his way all the way through Cliffside to get towards the back of P4.
Right.
It almost caused an issue for NYSL, and that is where you can tell like their setups, their teamwork is still not fully there. They need to make sure that they keep the fundamentals in play, because when you allow these SMGs to hit those open lanes, they allow them to make plays, and that's what allowed eventually the Thieves to start off with such a great lead.
Well, as we've said it, right, the struggles for New York, it's been clear. It has been in the hard points. While they do drop it, you can't be too mad, I guess, if you're a subliner. I'll tell you what, you can actually be very frustrated. You're sitting 0-10 in hard point. You got to be ticked off, but you are dropping to the best hard point team in the game is the LA Thieves. But now looking ahead, right, I'm sure a lot of people were thinking about that Bocage search destroy. You and I were talking about it specifically. We knew coming into it, it's the best hardpoint team with their best map, most likely going to take it. NYSL on Bocage. Last time we saw it, it was the Paco party, wasn't it, party?
Yeah, it was all Hydra, and so far to start this series, it's been all Hydra. At 41st map, last time we seen him play on a bold cage S&D, he was at 17 kills. I'm pretty sure they won it in the 6-4 all the way into Game 5 versus Boston. But as we take a look at the replay towards the later half of this game, this was such a big kill from Crim. Like, if he gets a potential kill streak towards here, it allows them to try to close it out on his P1 hard point. But you see Hydra and Røkkr, they try to go big. Røkkr finds one, but Envoy, he makes his way through the lower side of that beach. Once he takes down that first kill into Røkkr, he eventually finds the second and then finds the third. That eventually allows his teammates to get into the play, contested time, and even though they couldn't win it here, just putting yourself closer to that 250 mark, you're going to make the New York players a little bit panicky on their side. So they're going to just start head bashing, just trying to get to the hill, contested, and unfortunately they were not able to do so.
And it was such a great transition as well, from P1 to the middle of the map.
Yeah.
Those 2 kills from Drazah, then it sets up Envoy, then it sets up Kitty. It sets up the entirety of the team to then be prepared for boat and really make the Subliners have to scramble coming in toward bottom ship. Great plays coming through from the LA Thieves. As we said, a roster that is absolutely dominant when it comes down to having that automaton in their hands, as they'll get the job done here in our opening hard point. But now, I mean, it's time to change it up dramatically. We're going from a Gafutu hard point to a Bocage search and destroy. We talk about Bocage, Mixy is the word that always comes to mind. I feel like when everybody's casting, it's like, oh yeah, Bocage, it's Mixy, it's crazy, it's chaotic. And search and destroy, my friend, it is a wild one to cast because you know where the other team's gonna go, and you have, like, I guess half of the space to utilize in comparison to a regular COD map.
Yeah, this one's a super quick S&D map, but you know, some teams like to slow it down in the offense.
It's true,
You want to play for the mistakes for the opposite team. So a team like NYSL, when they saw a lot of success, it was all on Hydra, just being that player to push through low trenches, potentially hit that late flank, find 1 or 2, and then get out with his life. On the opposite side for the Thieves, same thing for Envoy. Envoy has the potential to be the playmaker. I'm looking at both of those guys to have such a battle on this map.
Yeah, as you said, last time around when we saw New York play this, it was a Game 5 versus Breach, and that man, the French Phenom, dropped 17 in the game. We'll see if he can have some more teammate support as he has already started off this series hot. We are already into the mix as New York will begin things on attack. The bomb carrier will fall, and on top of that, Clayster drops as well. The trades favoring Thieves as Hydra looks to make a play in the site.
Down to 3v2, Crim. He does get spotted, but Drazah there for the teamwork. Takes down Crim. Hydra left in the 1v3. He already has 1 kill to his name. Bomb is going to be down towards that A-bomb. Slowly trying to find a pick. 45 seconds left.
Said it's a small map, but so many positions where the Thieves could be lingering inside of this house. Quite a few established over at Barn. Break crossfire prepared. The crowd is getting loud. They want to see Hydra clutch up this 1v3, but as the time continues to tick away, that will settle in his mind as that'll be 1. 2 more to go. Octane and Envoy. He may try to go for this. Again, the bomb down over at Z. He'll be able to secure it, given where the Thieves' positioning will be. He could lock this one in, but with 10 seconds left, not going to have time to go for the plant. We play for streaks, maybe catch somebody off guard, just gets the bad timing. As both players are in the site, both players are here. Doesn't get his chance. The Thieves will wait him out, and they'll grab our first.
And that's a tone setter round from the Thieves. I don't think I've seen that yet on both cage S&D. To start off on your defensive round and just full out attack middle map. Break every door, break the top window, get to the balcony, and just challenge the gunfights. Great work, great adjustments, and great tone setter from the Thieves to start off this map. So we have now New York on the defense. We saw how aggressive the Thieves were on the defensive side. What do they do on offense? Envoy on a 2-streak.
More of a passive defense for the Subliners. Quite a few established over at the gate and inside a small room. Hydra able to tag on his 3rd kill. As now that's actually going to be 4. Nobody from the Subliners gets to get a kill. It has all been Hydra through our first round and a half. A 3v2 advantage. Octane and Kenny now close together. Crim will add 1 on. And now it's Octane's turn. A 1v3 for him. Catches out Clay. 54 seconds to work with. A similar spot to what Hydra was in previously. That bomb is down. He's got a lot of time to think about where these players could be at.
Yeah, if you're Hydra and Crim, you just want to play the buddy system. Use your sound cues, get that information that bomb is going to be picked up. That notification, you see both of them turn around. They both just jump out towards the middle of the map. Trying to go for the challenge. Octane finds one. Unfortunately, does not find the second. Great work from Crim6 to get that kill. Got a little scary there when they both just jumped out towards the middle of the map. But Crim able to clutch up for his team, tie the game up at 1 apiece.
You see Crim just, I wouldn't say shaky shots there at the end, but basically uses his good old buddy Hydra. Has a little bit of a body shield. Didn't work out great for him, but NYSL answer back 1-1. And I think what we always talk about this, right? Thieves in the opening defense, right? They just go all out aggressive. And if you're a Thieves fan, that's what you want to see. Right? You want to see this team who has struggled in Search and Destroy, right? They dropped both yesterday to Toronto. A primary reason and arguably the biggest reason why they find themselves where they do. You want to see this team play confident, and that is the definition of it. Drazah rocket away with the first blood, and specifically on Hydra, who has been the man so far for NYSL.
Big kill. Now in the 3v4, you see NYSL slowly approaching that A-bomb. Gonna try to attack this from top window, and Kenny's in a great position.
Oh, careful, careful.
Shut it down, but pretty sure Clayster or Crim just messed up their jump. Now with 50 seconds left, Josh is just in a great position to play this trade. They're willing to give up this bomb play in a 3v4 situation.
Oh, and Crim gets great timing. Johnson doesn't check his side, but and Envoy can't trade it as well. Oh, the pistol! Oh my goodness, the rat goes into the sewers. Great work coming through from Envoy as he'll bring it to a 3v2. Thieves with the man count advantage as Crim drops. It'll all be on to Clay. A 1v3 in a round where the Subliners need him the most, but 20 seconds to work with. It feels like all of our rounds have been brought into this moment. Finds one on the Octane, 13 seconds left as he'll snatch up the bomb. No time to go for a plan. It's all going to have to be based off of kills. Based on where both these players are, he'll have an opportunity for the first. Not able to win it. LAT, a big round for them, and really it comes back to that pistol play from Envoy. That was wild.
And the reason why we saw LA Thieves drop both Search and Destroys yesterday to Toronto was that a majority of these rounds, they were getting first blooded. And so far in this game, they have opened up with 2 first bloods. Drazah opening up with that big kill onto Hydra. Such a tone setter. You shut down their most aggressive player, you're going to make everybody else just play super slow. That now that they're in a man disadvantage, so the Thieves take the round. Now they go back on the offense. New York, they played it pretty slow on the defensive side last time. But look at the aggression coming in from Røkkr and Hydra to the middle of that.
Envoy gets the call out, and how about the reaction? Thought that somebody was going to challenge him top barn. Is ready over at the field. Kenny tosses out a nade, says a prayer, and we say goodnight to Crim as Clay and Hydra answer back with 2 of their own. So a 2v4 now turned to a 2 versus 2. Nice shots from Clay, does get the information, but he and Paco will try to dip on out as they nearly got through the employee exit. Clay was found, and now it could all come on to Hydra. Great timing for one, great timing for the second, but no! Not gonna happen. So close. So close.
That was almost a 4v2.
Oh!
That's just unfortunate for Hydra. When Clayster went through tunnel originally, I thought he was going to be able to kill Octane, but unfortunately he stopped shooting, and Drazah fully commits to that. Now making it into 2v1, I thought Hydra had the best timing. I thought that was definitely in this round.
It looked great.
Drazah,
It looked
the
great.
the Alaskan assassin, just gets it done right there for the Thieves. They now go up 3-1.
You like that nickname?
Yeah.
I gave it to him.
I know.
I like to call it that every once in a while. Just to make sure that people know. Oh, okay. Subliners getting all kinds of aggressive inside of bottom, but Envoy again on cue. Takes down 2 to start, but very similar to the last round. The Subliners answer late in the round. Now they've got themselves the man count advantage all up to Octane. The bomb being planted over at B.
40 seconds. 1v2. Octane works his way all the way through the back. He actually spots Røkkr, wins a huge 1-on-1. Røkkr, you do not want to challenge that, but now in a 1v1. Works his way through tunnel. Just going to play towards the bomb.
Hydra coming around the corner, going to be able to find him. Back and forth we go. The pendulum continues to swing toward either end. And really, man, it just feels like so many little moments coming down to timings, coming down to different sequences. Octane, I mean, finds the first. He's trying to make Paco think that he could be roaming around anywhere, but knowing the timing, probably having the veteran screaming in his ear, letting him know the timings of it all. Comes around, gets the 1v1. And it just feels like these NYSL rounds specifically weigh that much more heavy on their minds, considering the hard points, considering the struggles that this Subliners team have dealt with. Each of these rounds meaning that much more for them, as they'll head back to a defense on Bocage, and it's Clay opening things up.
Such a big first blood onto Octane, so now that leaves the late flank open, but Drazah takes down Hydra with the nade, immediately turns it into a 3v3. Royalty in towards bottom. Grandma's Glacier does get spotted, but kills go back and forth, forced into a 2v1. Now, all left up to Clayster. And the bomb is going to be planted. He might get great timing here.
Oh, the vet comes right through the wall. Oh. Not able to finalize the kill with the pistol, takes down one, but I mean, what, man, again, he takes down that player on the bomb. He has so much room to move, whether he goes into the bomb site, whether he backs up. Just the way the Bocage works, the way the Vanguard works. You gotta break through the walls.
That's the way that it goes, man. Even with Clayster getting that first blood onto Octane, usually in those 3v4 rounds, that's where you see the Thieves usually struggle.
Yeah.
But when Drazah opens up with that nade immediately after that first blood happened, you have a 3v3. It's all about just playing the challenge. And then Kenny eventually finds the second. In the 2v1 situation, they take down Clayster, take a commanding 4-2 lead. Once again, Thieves on the defense, playing it a little bit slower this time around.
Swing round already. A big one if you're already the New York Subliners. As you said, a more slower, more methodical type of moment for either end. Thieves look to catch them out, and this could be the play. That opens everything up for Hydra.
Spots him.
He will this time. Takes down Octane over at B, and that could cause the Thieves to want to rotate. Not a whole lot of information gained, but just like that, Drazah being where he is, Envoy finding the kills. They know this bomb looks to be headed over toward A, and that's where a player like Envoy can begin to thrive. Running right into the bomb site. Not just for one, but for two. The Dark Prince strikes again, and that will put the Thieves on map points.
I feel like right now, watching New York in the Search and Destroy, they're just relying a lot on individual play. Like Hydra, he gets that first blood. Now you have the 4v3 man advantage. But then once again, Hydra goes for another one-on-one challenge. He loses that. He immediately turns it into a 3v3. Envoy played that beautifully to use his tacticals to his favor. Finds that kill onto Bomb, and then eventually snaps onto the last player. Gives him 3 on the round on a 5 spree. 1 round away from going up 2-0 in this series.
Envoy having himself a game. And for the Thieves in, right? The Search Destroy talks have been about Drazah and Envoy. We know what Envoy especially can do in these Search Destroys, given his history, given what he's been able to do tactically for all the rosters that he's been on since, what, Black Ops 4? Having a great performance already. The Subliners have yet to figure out how to take him down. Things start to slow up, but what's more, it's the first blood, and that time Envoy not able to grab it as Hydra applies with 2 of his own, giving his team the man count advantage as the Thieves look to make their way into bottom house.
Right now, 45 seconds left. I have 1 player, Drazah, fortunately gonna get picked, and Crimp reads it beautifully, able to find both to close out that round. New York stay alive just a little longer. And this has got to be a struggle for New York because you need this map to get into the series. You're going up against the best hardpoint team in the game.
I don't think it's that you need, you have to have it.
You
have to grab it.
Exactly the same formula that Toronto got it done yesterday, 2-3-5. That's exactly what New York needs to try to do here, 1 round at a time. They were able to clutch up on the defense. Now going on the offense, I want to see a team push, like an all-out team push in towards bottom grandmas, and just play the trades. Do not rely on individual play here.
See if the Subliners will listen to your advice. Grouped up over at the field. Barn is where they will establish themselves. No time to toss out a fire. No time to camp around. It's time to go for the bomb site, baby. The game sits in the balance. Rushing firmly into A, but Drazah will get the timing. A 1-for-1 to start. NYSL with the answer, but Envoy does have the information to work with, as he'll now enter into double digits. 12 for him. Octane takes down Clay. All on to the GOAT, a 1v2 to keep this game afloat. Does Crim have some special magic left up? 40 seconds to do it.
Right now, Crim, he's just trying to find a kill. Thieves definitely have that information that the bomb is going to be down in towards that A bomb. They are just set up for the crossfire. 30 seconds left. Try to work his way into A. He picks up that bomb. Should give the information to the Thieves players.
Oh boy, this is gonna be quick, Jay. This is gonna be quick. As soon as he plants this, Octane wants to slide on in, but they run right past each other. Crim's still alive. He runs right on in. A few missed shots, but it will be the trade. Oh, it's the trade.
That was like a double door. Like, hey, you go in, I'm gonna go out.
This went through a revolving door right there. You notice, I mean, from Crim's perspective, I mean, the shot is all over the place.
Yeah.
My goodness, a crazy little situation with the Thieves. Able to secure the search and destroy. I tell you what, man, it just feels like, as you said, like a little discombobulated at times.
Yeah.
It felt like constantly players from the Subliners end left in 1v3s, left in 1v2s. You talk about how you want to see the strategy really begin to formulate. You want to see them be confident, but never really able to get it. But walk me through this search and destroy again.
Right here,
this final round.
Right here, Crim gets the bomb down, and from great camera view from our observers, shout out to them.
Oh,
the Cats
no.
Crim go in, out, back in, back out, hit him with the old school drop shot, but then he eventually gets traded by Envoy.
Who other than Envoy, right?
That was just a beautiful search and destroy from the Thieves. Like, great tone setting right off of the rip of the game, just being early aggressive on the defensive side, even aggressive on the offense. And then towards the later half, that's where you're getting closer and closer towards the finish line. And it's all about slowing down the game, getting your picks. And even though a majority of those last rounds, New York were able to get that first blood, the Thieves are able to answer back immediately.
Yeah.
And then once it turns into a 3v3, it just came down to a huge one-on-one gunfight. Like, Hydra, when he was heckling that A-bomb right there, if he doesn't challenge Envoy, he probably doesn't know that he has an automaton in his hand. Totally different round, but New York need to fix their search and destroy going forward.
Yeah, they absolutely have to. But, you know, from one side, obviously, you're feeling quite down if you're the Subliners. Let's go and put it that way. On the other end, for Thieves, you're happy that your search and destroy is looking that much better. And by the guy that you think can potentially lead your team in search and destroy, it is time for our scuff play of the game, and it is none other than the Dark Prince himself. Let's take a look back at this play from Envoy, Jay.
And I said it before the map even started, it was going to be a battle between him and Hydra, and he won that here. He finds that first kill, but then it's all about the tacticals. He finds that second and then just easy reads the last player. The Dark Prince was ready to play search and destroy. He said, nah, we're not going to lose both today. I'm going to make sure I do what I need to do, get the first bloods, get the trades, and close out these rounds.
Yeah, I mean, what? I think it was Miles who had the interview with Envoy earlier in the day. He said, as long as we win, right, a search, destroy, or control, we feel good. We feel confident, and if you are a Thieves fan, you got to be feeling all the confidence in the world. You walk away with the hard point. You walk away with the search and destroy, but can it be a 3-0 sweep to start off the Thieves' potential losers bracket run? We'll have to find out when we come back after the break. It is time for some control, and we're headed to Kuavo. Stay with us.
Hey guys, my name is Hydra, and today we are going to answer the most... Good. Yeah, okay. Hey guys. I forgot my name. Hey guys, my name is Hydra, and today we are going to answer the most Googled question about Call of Duty and about me. What is the point to Call of Duty League? I mean, what's the point? That's cool. Yeah, I like the Call of Duty League. That's the answer. It's me. It's me.
Who is you?
I am Hydra. I'm Paco.
Does France have nuclear submarines?
What does that even mean?
So, like, you know what a submarine is?
So?
A submarine?
Submarine?
It's like a boat that goes underwater.
A boat?
Yeah.
Going under the water?
Yeah.
That's not a boat. I don't know, that's not a boat. That's a submarine.
So does France have them?
Bro. I don't know, yeah, we do.
Do French people eat snails?
Yeah. No, we do, but not like, it's not everyone. It's like weird people are doing that, not everyone.
So you. Are you ready?
No, wait.
Oh, you got a look good.
I'm gonna makeup. Up. You can see it. I slept 4 hours. You can see it.
Do French people shower?
Yeah. I'm doing 2 showers per day.
2 showers a day?
Yeah, 2 showers a day.
So French people do shower?
Yeah, French people. I'm doing a shower. I don't know about everyone in France.
Why is Paco short for Francisco? So if someone said Paco is a nickname for Francisco.
Francisco?
Yeah.
Why? What? Paco?
Yeah.
Francisco?
Yeah.
There is a difference. This is not a nickname. My name is Paco. Hey guys, my name is Paco.
Where did Crim6 go?
Where did Crim6 go? He's at his apartment. That's it. I'm pretty sure he's smoking.
Is that all he does?
So, yeah, Crim does smoking, eating, sleeping, playing, maybe taking a shower a day, maybe. And he get back to smoke, because he's smoking a lot. And sleeping, that's it. And eating too. Yeah, I can tell he's eating a lot.
Alrighty, folks, welcome back to day 2 of our OpTic Texas Major. We're in the middle of game number 2, and what is going to be a grinder of a day. 5 teams are going to be sent home, and this man is going to do everything in his power to prevent the Subliners from going down 3-0. And my goodness, I mean, what? Jay, we've talked about it constantly with this Subliners team. The amount of pressure that sits on Hydra's shoulders is unbelievable. I mean, he has been performing despite what has been a pretty one-sided series so far for the LA Thieves. We'll take a look at the search destroyed numbers just to make sure that all of our stats, folks, can see it out there. But what? Envoy finishing off 13-4, leading his team. On the other end, Hydra, a similar scoreline. He goes for 12-7, but not the same result. Jay, so far in this series, as we said, despite going down 0-2 versus the Thieves, Hydra is 52-34.
That's absurd, man.
That is.
And it's even more crazy to me that he has Clayster and Crim on his team, and they are just not getting map wins. It's insane for me, and now they're going into a good.
What else does he have to do?
I don't know. I don't know. 40 in the hard point, 12 in the search and destroy. Somebody help the man. Get a trade. But now that we're going into a Gabutsu control, 2-2 for NYSL. Last time that they played this map was versus Atlanta FaZe, and ended up beating them in the round number 5. But on the opposite side for the Thieves, they're currently 3-0 on this map. And it's just got to be scary because all momentum is on the side of the Thieves. They have great AR players. The only player to go positive on that map number 1 was Hydra. It has to be Crim and Clay to step up here with those ARs in their hands. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it could be more specific than we've already laid it out to be. Hydra, we know what he's going to do, but it's going to come down to vets. It's going to come down to an overall team effort. Can the Subliners dig deep? Or will this be a Thieves 3-0 to kick off their losers campaign here at our first major? Starting things off, it is the Thieves. Feeling extra confident, making their way over at B, and so far it's not been the greatest of starts, as it's a 3-for-1. Clay finding 2 of those. Maybe 3. Okay, not 3. And Kenny actually finds 3, so now this opens up this B point for him to just allow his teammates to eventually get towards A. Picks up another kill onto Hydra before he eventually gets traded. But now this leaves this A point wide open. They're gonna have 3 players already pushed up towards that green area. Octane, great shots, able to take down Røkkr. First take of progression is about to be completed. Right now the Thieves, even with starting off at B, getting 2-piece, they have a 2-live advantage, and they're playing this beautifully so far.
Oh, Kenny over at the top gun. I was going to say, we all know how great of a spot that can be. The Subliners off of that kill there versus Kenny will retake toward the bottom A objective. And keep in mind, Thieves, they did not grab that second tick. As Octane, nice shots from range. Will look to try to hold off this one again. Royalty doing everything he can toward the top side of the boat. As we said, the Thieves so good on Kuavo, not just in hardpoint, but in control as well, undefeated when they have got this map on their screens. We've seen a lot of pressure at B, but the one playmaker, the guy who made the overall difference in the search and destroy, trying to make the routes happen on that flank, doesn't, in fact, find success, but it will lead the Thieves now to generate their positioning now over at B. That's a great kill from the flank from Kenny, as they look to pinch at both of these zones. Great movement right now from LAT. 10 seconds stopped on the clock.
And right now, the Thieves, they're playing this beautifully. Octane is actually watching over Envoy. He wins a huge one-on-one, which is going to be Drazah. As they still have pressure towards B. They still have pressure towards A. The second tick of progression is going to come in and get completed at that A point.
Oh, no!
Octane hitting shots like that on a Crim, staying alive. Just allowing his team to get this A point freely. Time will be extended by a minute. The Thieves up by 3 lives.
I mean, that kill from Octane just basically cements the A zone, right? Because the Subliners have to focus everybody at B just to make sure they can get him out of that position. LAT winning all the fights that they have to in stride as Drazah will lock in 6 in a row. 1 more for the glide bomb. Crim6 able to slow down the momentum, so the streak will be denied. But the presence from the Thieves has been felt. 12-6 in lives. Kenny, Octane, and everybody continues to find success. No respawns left. The point is going to be captured.
Wow.
And the Thieves will come out strong on the opening attack.
And that's what makes them so good at this map, because even with 20 seconds left, they said, hey, we're down 1 life. We're not going to just flood towards cliffside and give you guys a better life advantage just in case it goes to that round number 5. Right. We're just going to overextend towards B. Envoy opens up with that first kill, and eventually he does get traded. But once he finds that kill, it opens up that B point. You can stop that clock, and then Octane going huge with that one-on-one engagement allows his teammates to eventually get back towards that A point. It's got to be devastating on the side of New York, because defenses, you need to be able to win on Kuavo.
Absolutely have to. We'll see what the Subliners can try and muster up. I mean, what a task that they have ahead of them. A Thieves roster that just cannot seem to miss. Team that will start off with a nice 4 down. NYSL, the comms are going to have to be filled with some moxie. They're going to have to come through and really make something happen. Let's step aside and see how the comms sound in a massive moment for the Subliners.
Mid. Like the burning tank mid.
Go, look over you.
Close, man. You got me. Nice. Yo, we're good.
Envoy was on the right. Drazah was on the right. Ivy.
Go left. Go.
Yeah. Go left. Come on. Fast.
I'm going. He's close.
Stop on you.
Weak.
Drazah one-shot Ivy.
Envoy's hovering weak.
Drazah's one-shot Ivy, guys.
Dead Ivy.
Looking for Ivy. I don't see Ivy.
Still there.
I don't see Ivy.
100% there.
Yeah, Dark.
Behind us.
Yo,
And shooting
light step.
They have streaks.
Yeah. One's gonna be ring. Watching fire. Low rock. Dude, you got me.
Dark tank one-shot Envoy.
Outside Ivy.
And he pushed up. Yeah, trap power, guys.
I'm watching back left.
I'm trying to watch your Ivy push
He's
up.
outside white. Top white. Don't feed kills.
I'm gonna push A.
Yeah.
I might be able to touch.
Alright.
I gotta touch. Come on.
There's still a guy in our back base somewhere.
9 to 23. Holy fuck.
Oh, go.
I'm going right now. I'm
watching your back.
So if they kill me off point, it's gonna end.
Subliners hanging on by a thread. It has been all slaying so far from the Thieves. Clay and Co. The vets doing everything they can to try to lock down this objective, but Envoy right on cue. Able to find one. 1 second left on the clock as Drazah from the flank gets turned on by Clay, but now it will set up Envoy for the final 2-piece. A great opening attack established by an even better defense. Jay, the comms from the Subliners, they sound defeated.
Yeah.
And they should, because they're getting outslayed by like 50 kills.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure as soon as we went in for that listening, they didn't get a single kill until we got out of the listening.
Might have
That
been
is
a curse.
Insane stat.
Potentially a curse.
That's insane. I'm pretty sure if you're the Thieves, you have at least 3 glide bombs to work with. This is not looking good for NYSL. They're going back on the defensive side, are already down 2-0. Momentum is definitely not in their favor.
No.
Someone's got to get a trade. We
Yes.
have to put up some kills if we're going to try to win this map.
Yeah. You said it quite nicely. We'll see. We'll see. Envoy, all kinds of confident, 14-8. As we talk about streaks, I mean, he very well could be in line for some of those. That's 3, make it a 4-for-1 trade in favor of the Thieves. Envoy goes for a nice little fly through the skies. Corpse does burn, but Kenny starting to heat up himself, making himself all kinds of comfortable inside of the base from the Subliners. Gets a little aggressive, but with that, he will push things out and allow for his fellow ARs to be put in such great positions. The Thieves yet to get on the objective, but as Octane continues to find players in stride, he'll look to make that happen as Krem6 able to wipe away 3, Glacier for the 4th. So there you have it. A moment where the Subliners can establish themselves. We'll see what the Thieves elect to do. They could just park the bus knowing that they're up in lives right now, Jay.
Yeah, New York, they need to try to pick up some streaks if they want to at least try to win this next offense. Or put it together a couple kills and get this live advantage a little bit closer. As the time is starting to dwindle down, they have map control, but Drazah is able to sneak his way through the middle steps. He finds 2. So now number 5 on your minimap, Krim, he has to try to get to the player on the cross before Drazah is able to get on it. A huge one-on-one on the opposite side of the map as well. Røkkr has to try to go big on that point to stop them from getting on that A. But 5 seconds left. New York have map control. It's looking like they should be able to win this round.
New York will hang on, but as we said, my friend, just buy a thread.
Yeah.
I mean, how often do you see a team, right, walk away with both attacks on Kuavo? So you expect them to win it. They're able to answer the call and at least grant themselves another offense. But as we said, I mean, I was looking at the numbers earlier, and I want to say that I think in offenses for the Subliners, they're 1-12 on attack.
Okay, well.
It's not looking good, but anything's possible. It is the major. We're doing our best to sell.
Anything is possible. Here we go. New York, we're going to try to send 2-2 split. That's going to be 3 dead already in favor of the Thieves. As New York now off spawn, pointing towards top cliff. They're just going to commit towards this A point.
Oh,
a lot of Thieves players are just holding the defensive line.
They absolutely are. Minute left on the clock, 30 seconds fly. Just like that, the snap of a finger as Hydra is able to at least alleviate some pressure for 2. Clay there to watch over his comrade, who will in fact stay on up. So with that, Krem6 clearing out the base. 4 go down for Thieves, and instantly the Subliners with the awareness. They'll hop in the objective and they will call for Hydra to go ahead and fly. With that, he sits on 4 in a row, and well, Royalty, he sits quite comfortably inside of that objective.
Okay, New York's guns are starting to get a little bit more hot. But Drazah finds 2 in the feed. First 6 progressions already there. That's going to be 3 dead. Last player here is going to be Røkkr. He does get stunned. The double challenge is going to come in. He takes down both. But unfortunately, he does get traded. So now New York, 45 seconds left. They're all in the spawn. That's going to be a clean 4 dead. You see Envoy already being aggressive.
Oh, Envoy feeling himself now on 4 in a row. Gets dropped, but as we said, the Thieves, they can afford to just throw their lives at the Subliners. NYSL watching theirs flash before their eyes. Why? Because they're falling at the drop of a hat. 1 player pushed on up, they get 2 as Hydra looks to make his way in the objective. Kenny beaming players left and right. Kenny 24 and 13. Each of these kills, it just feels like a dagger. It feels like the nails being put more and more in the coffin. As now it's Octane's turn. Beams 1, 6 seconds and some change left on the clock. Kenny rounding the corner is able to find another. Krim's still alive, but can't get into the objective. And it will be a 3-0 sweep for the Los Angeles Thieves.
They came in today just ready to go. That match yesterday versus Toronto could have went either way. They fixed their mistakes in search and destroy. They come out and get a clean Bocage S&D. But at least in the respawns, first map 250 to 230. that last control, it was completely dominant on the side of the
Didn't
team.
feel like they stood a chance after the first round.
No, and after the first round, or even into the second round, like I said, when we went into that listening, New York, not a single player could get a kill.
Yeah.
Like, LA Thieves, they just came to play today. And on the side of New York, this has got to be frustrating. This has got to be frustrating. You 1-4 throughout qualifiers. You get yourself to the major. You have about a week and a half of practice with a new player in Royalty, and they just don't see any success. Obviously, it's a tough matchup when you're going up against a Thief in your very first round, who I consider a top 3 team. But for New York to come out so flat the way that they did, there's a lot of stuff that they need to work on.
And I know those are passionate words. Obviously, coming from a fellow New Yorker yourself, I mean, as we said, when we come into, we try to lay out the series, right? We try to tell the story of the underdog, but the story, I mean, it's basically told for you. As we said, the hard points, those continue to be the biggest struggle out of anybody in the CDL. They lose the Search Destroy, and when you're going to Gavutu against this Thieves team, it just never feels as if they're going to drop. It never feels as if they're going to lose their mojo. A nice 3-0 start for the Thieves, but Jay, I mean, I know we're looking at the highlights, and really it's basically just a highlight reel out of everybody on the Thieves. It felt like all 4 of these guys had their moment on Gavutu control, but what do you think is next for the Subliners? I mean, already looking ahead, I mean, this team is going to go instantly to the back of our minds. We have got a lot of matches to go. What do you do now if you're the Subliners? What are you looking at now after this loss?
I think the biggest thing that New York need to focus on is just simply getting kills. A lot of these maps that they're losing is they're just getting outslayed. Like that first map, they could have won it, 250 to 230, and I'm pretty sure they were outslayed by about 20 kills. The only player positive was Hydra. Like that's insane. When you have such a well-calibered, highly calibered team in Crim6 and Clay, these guys are world champions, 3-time world champions each. And they just cannot put up a positive map to save their lives, besides Hydra. This is not good for an NYSL. Like I said, if you're going to go back home, obviously you have a lot of strategies you need to work with, but it all starts with killing. Yep. You can get your kills. It's going to make the map a lot easier.
And it's odd, right? It is odd that we're going to have a major in which Clay and Crim, especially, right, aren't advancing in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not going to make it past Friday. It's the first time that Clay and Crim together have finished top 12 in CDL history. It's probably been like 5-6+ years since the guys have even finished last place. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely wild to see the Subliners fall, but given the way that they have looked as of late, it just felt like it was a matter of time. Let's go and bring back in the desk, guys. I mean, I hate to see 3-0s. I hate to see, things like that happen, but, it is what it is. Actually, no, we're not going to go to the desk. We're going to send it down to Clint, who's joined alongside by the Dark Prince. Take it away, Baldy.
Thank you, boys. The one, the only Envoy, sir. How you doing?
Pretty great, man. Nice to get a win today.
It's got to feel good. Now, I was told you've got your parents out here in the crowd supporting you. Yeah. What's that like? It's got to be great.
It's great, man. It's always awesome when they get to come out to the event. They're somewhere out here. We appreciate everyone else, too. Thank you guys all for the support.
It's also good to get a win because Nate Shot's not going to yell at you. Dude, sometimes his tweets after you guys lose, like, if I was in that 1v3 back in my day, I would have won it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't. I'm letting down the boss, but, I'm thankful we got a dub today. So.
Yeah, no, I'm just joking, but it's got to be fun. It's, he's seen it all. But, like, you came into this a heavy favorite, right, in this particular matchup. Like, how do you prep for that? Like, when you're going in, you should win. How do you prep for it?
Well, our hardpoint looks really good, and search is a really hard thing to fix, especially when we're not winning the rounds that we should win, like 2v1s, 3v1s. We lost a few of those yesterday, and it came back and stung us.
Yeah, absolutely. So, like, the search side of it, like, what did you do last night? Was there a lot of VOD prep, just talking through situations?
Not a lot of VOD prep, just because we don't have much on them. And I think we just switched up our map pool a bit today of, like, what searches we wanted to play, and that was really it.
Well, now that you got the win under your belt, you can start to feel the tides are changing. Can you guys make this run?
We definitely can make this run. We know what we're capable of. We just got to, keep bringing it and show it.
Well, you were frying, man. That 3-piece ringside might have sealed you the map one. You're an absolute beast. Good luck the rest of the way. Envoy, thank you. Back to the desk.
Don't chalice on Gav.
I love it. I was going to bring up a point about LA Thieves is looking disgusting with players like Drazah popping off. Ending that map 25-14, right? But take a look at Envoy stats. 70-47 throughout that entire series, aLLeY. I'm loving the Thieves when everybody is just popping off.
It was him and Drazah, right? That entire series, that hardpoint got a little bit close. Drazah actually started a little bit slower, but after that 3-piece P2 to lock in the hardpoint, he was unstoppable throughout the series. And obviously, Envoy in the search, dude, I think he dropped like 12 kills.
Yeah. crazy. Matter of fact, speaking of Envoy, we actually have some highlights. Let's take a look at the boy. Nameless, there's something crazy about this team when Envoy pops off. He just seems to just be the guy that gets all the dirty work done and just dominates. And with his struggling New York Subliners, he took advantage of it.
Yeah, you know, I mean, he's a guy who can take over respawns, but in particular, like, search and destroy is really where his bread and butter is, and that's what's been weak this season for him, right? He had a .78, I think, after the qualifiers, and in this match, he took over 13-4. That is what they made this team for. That is why they have Envoy, because they need a search and destroy player like that who can also be the in-game leader, and he really was just comfortable here. You could tell that the VLD work came through, and you know, for the LA Thieves in this series, they knew that they were better, right? Like, they had the more talented players. They're able to go out there, play aggressive, take the one-on-one challenges, and they were all on fire. I mean, we saw Kenny there at the end of that Gabutu just winning those crazy gunfights with the automaton. They knew that they were better, and they showcased it there on that stage.
Right, take a look at the stats right now. 1.49 KD. Envoy was actually crazy. But also, Hydra on the end of New York Subliners. Yo, Joe, it kind of hurt to see, to be completely honest. I mean, dropping 40 bombs, going crazy in search and destroy, and they still didn't even win the match.
I mean, listen, this is it's a team game, right? You know, everything has to sort of click, especially against Los Angeles Thieves, but you have to play your best. And I still feel like in this 0-3, the man was putting up numbers. I mean, this game 1 hardpoint, he puts up 40+. I mean, game 2, he was the one, you know, finding those multi-kills to keep them in rounds. It's safe to say he was trying to do what he can. He was trying to do what he can, but that's when you look at the supporting cast to help him out as much as they can.
It reminds me of that meme we saw on Reddit, Joe, where it's like the Bugatti in the abandoned house. Like, that's literally what it is. That's what we're seeing on the stage, man. It's tough. So hopefully New York can figure it out, but there's got to be roster changes on the horizon for that team. 0-10 in hardpoint through an entire stage and losing round 1 at the major is just unacceptable, especially for players of that caliber. They're going to want to be elsewhere.
aLLeY, there's been 2 3-0s so far today. Bring out the brooms, you know what I'm saying? Any final thoughts that you have about this matchup?
It went from free Neptune to free Hydra real quick, man. It's heartbreaking. The NYSL roster, it seriously is heartbreaking. You want to see Crim and Clay succeed. You want to see Royalty being brought up once again to the league succeed, man, but it's just not clicking.
Yes, now, ladies and gentlemen, moving along with the tournament, this has been pretty much a lopsided affair, but coming up next, I think we might go the distance. It's going to be between Boston Breach and also Florida Mutineers. You don't want to miss it. Things are just getting started here for day 2. We'll catch you in a minute for more CDL action.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Zenny Gaming. Armor your eyes with Block's gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
Upgrade your game with a Scuff, the official controller of the Call of Duty League.
Hello, and welcome back to the CDL Major One right here in the beautiful state of Texas. And here on the analyst desk, we actually have another guest here. It's going to be Standy, my New York brother, man. So far, you casted that New York game.
Yeah.
Did they make your state proud?
No. Definitely not. Definitely not. I was sad casting it the entire time, man. Just to think about the roster that team has. Like, Crim Clay, 3-time world champion, both of them. And then Hydra.
Yeah.
The player that he has become is insane. The fact that they have not seen any success to start this year is mind-blowing to me, but you can always expect them to be better towards the later half of the stage. I just don't know if they have the quick fix in them.
You know what? That's going to be the story throughout the day, right? Especially with it being the first elimination day, right? We're going to see teams such as Boston Breach facing off against Florida. And the thing is, man, everybody's going to have to bring it today, no matter what's been doubted. Now, when it comes to Boston as well, one of the newer teams in the CDL, they came out swinging. Nobody expected Capsidal to pop off. Methodz picked it up, especially in that second week. But seeing players like TJHaly start to slowly get in their groove, I really like this team's potential, man.
I really do, too. The only thing is they went up against Atlanta FaZe yesterday. That's the best team that we have in the game. So even though they ended up getting 3-0, they're going up against a team in Florida who are just inconsistent. They're either hit or miss. They're on point or they're going to get 3-0'd. So if I'm Boston, you just have to be as confident as you were yesterday. Even though you were going up against Atlanta FaZe, that confidence for these young players is what's going to be able to get them through this series.
You're right, and Nameless, when it comes to this team, man, I mean, the fact that they were even able to put up a fight against the league's undefeated best, I mean, it speaks volumes about where they can go.
You thought that was a fight, Ellie?
They showed a little bit of promise.
They got thunder.
I like Boston.
Listen, it was Bocage. I heard some people saying like some of the maps
they
were
were blown out.
But like you look at the Bocage and like that's just how that map is, right? It's going to be a very narrow score line. But for this team, I mean, I think the biggest story is that they've just been terrible in control. Like 1 in 5 in control is just not going to cut it. But Allie, tell me what the game fuel keys to victory are.
Well, the game fuel keys to victory are bring your breach charges. Boston is 3rd in break percentage. Florida is 1st in rotation and win percentage. So Florida's going to be set up early. Breach is going to have to bring the aggression and get the bomb down in S&D. Boston is 4th in plant percentage, but Florida is the last in neutral retake percentage. So if Boston gets that bomb down, it's not looking so hot in Florida if it's a neutral situation. And when the Berlin S&D battle, both teams are 2-0. And I'll tell you what, after seeing the maps and modes, it looks like Boston Breach might have won the vetoes.
Now, the funny thing is, this team is going to be facing off against Florida Mutineers and, Jeremy, this team is actually pretty hilarious because they keep the games close and it's like, they just let it slip through their hands, right? But in this match right here against Boston, how do you like them?
I really like them for this match. I feel like this series is going to go all the way to a Game 5 because both of these teams, they have that firepower. You know what Vivid is able to do on a map like Bocage. Puts up like 80 to 90 engagements easily. And in Skies, the aggression that he is with the SMG and the AR in his hands is insane. If they can just click and just have that chemistry early into this series, that's how we usually see a lot of success for this team.
Right, and when it comes to just seeing how Florida should play in this matchup and also the game fuel keys of victory, Nameless, what are we looking at?
I mean, there's a few things like Vivid leads in HP engagements and damage. I'm expecting him to keep that up throughout the series because it's worked well for them. Also, Dave Patty with that sniper, he's been sensational in Search and Destroy, hitting some crazy shots. He's really become a lot more comfortable for the game fuel keys to victory. Win the rotation battle. 59% of rotations won. They lead the league, so that's gotten so much better in the last few matches. And then stem the tide during your post plants. Boston is retaking 56% in neutral situations. They're 2nd in the league. Boston has been a pretty solid Search and Destroy team, but in their last 3 matches, it hasn't looked the best. So maybe Florida playing them at the right time and then step it up in control. Boston is last in control round win percentage. Like I was just saying, they're 1 in 5 in control and they haven't won this control that they're about to play in this series. So that should be the auto lock map for Florida.
Well, one of my favorite parts of this season so far, Allie, is seeing Dave Patty pop off. And when it comes to him, I mean, what comes to mind?
It comes into Search and Destroy, right? He was the mastermind behind those 4 rounds against LIT in Berlin. And you know what? This tweet also popped up on everybody's timeline today. Pre-game ritual for Dave. He reads the entire Harry Potter series before the match begins. So we'll see what he's able to turn out from what he learned, I guess.
I mean,
he looks smart, don't he? He just looks smart.
He does. Yeah. It's the class.
I know what it is.
Exactly. Now, when it comes time for the talent pick'ems right now, hey, hopefully this is not another 3-0, but I'm going to definitely rock with, I like Boston, okay? And even though you guys are like, Belly, come on.
You might
I
be the
think they have a
Boston
lot of
curse,
hope.
no lie. You picked
The
every
Boston
series
curse, exactly. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to Florida Mutineers. You know why? I just like scrappy games. I think this is going to go to distance as well. I hope it does, actually. But Florida for me. Jeremy, who do you got?
For me, I feel like today is the day that we see Boston win the control. And it's going to be on Tuscan, right? That's what they're playing?
I believe so.
Yeah, so if they're going to go all the way to a Game 5, they're going to win a search and destroy, get back on that right track, and take it into Game 5.
aLLeY, we've seen both of these teams go through it this year, but who do you think is going to pull out as a winner today?
Belly, actually, it's a little too bright in here. I can't quite hear you.
All right.
Ask me that question one more time.
Wait, actually, hey, I hear the crowd out there. If you guys go for Boston Breach like aLLeY, go ahead and make some noise, back her up a little bit.
Okay, some Boston fans in the house. You're going to need that love.
Yeah, nameless.
You know why? Because Florida's about to come out here and win this series, man. I'm telling you that. Their last match that we saw them play, they won 3-0. They looked great. I believe in this team. I think that they're a streaky team at times, but they play so aggressive, it's going to be too much for Boston to deal with. So I'm going with the Florida Mutineers.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. We're going to go to a short break, but after that, we're going to see Boston Breach face off against the Florida Mutineers. We'll see you soon for some more CDL action. We'll catch you in a minute.
And he'll have some words for Crim 6. Forcing the issue on the flank. He's inside of the face, and that's going to be 5 in a row. How about 6?
There's 2, there's 3.
Hello, everybody. We continue on. Hello. How we doing? It is only day 1, day 2. Sorry, we've got so much ahead of us. It's the first major of many this year, and coming up, we got the Boston Beauties. I call them that only because the Italian sensation that is Methodz. On the other side of it, the Florida Mutineers, but it is time to meet our squads. Let's keep it rolling. First off, let's check out the Boston Breach. Capsidal, Methodz, TJ, and Nero.
I was distracted by Maven's amazing haircut, but the simple fact remains that I like Boston, and I'm not even afraid to hide it.
Listen, man, Chef Tony up there, Zinni. Methodz coming off of a bad performance yesterday with a .76. I'm expecting him to turn up today and make the city of Boston proud. This team came in last in the CDL. I'm expecting them to turn up, man. They don't want to go home empty-handed.
And personally, I want to see TJHaly pop off as well, but Maven, who else you got for us?
We got to keep it going. It is a loser's bracket match. Loser is done. It is do or die time. Breach their opponents. It is the Florida Mutineers. Vivid Skies, Dave Patty, and Awakening. Let's get a big wake.
And at times, we've seen this team have pop-off performances separately, individually, and aLLeY, hopefully they can bring it all together today.
Man, you saw those signs in the crowd. A lot of love for this roster, but Dave, man, he was all business. He was like, screw this, man. Let's get to our station. Let's get locked and loaded, ready to go.
Baby, I'm ready for this game, man. Let's go ahead and get this thing going.
I'm ready. I'm ready. So I'm not going to mess it up this time. It is Chance and Miles. Take it away.
You did it! He's done it, ladies and gentlemen. We're ready to roll now into our next matchup. It's going to be a fun one indeed, Shots. Again, lower bracket, we're sending teams home today, and that's tough for some, but for others, they enjoy that violence, they enjoy sending teams out here. A lot of villains in that crowd, but we love you very much. This is going to be fun, man. I'm excited to see this go down. A lot of rookies on the stage.
A ton of rookies on the stage, and I think we talk about like the land vibes, right? Some of the rookies have been struggling. I think even on Seattle, right? Simp didn't have that bounce back. Pred's killing himself with nades. So some of these guys feeling the pressure. We have a ton of rookies now on both sides of the stage, and even not just like the rookies, right? For guys like Methodz in TJ, some of the vets. I mean, Methodz hasn't played on LAN in like 3 years, so it'd be interesting to see if these guys can handle the pressure while facing elimination. But taking a look at your maps and modes, we have seen these teams on these maps quite a bit. Florida love themselves Bocage, and well, we get it for the first two.
A double dose of Bocage to start things off, 2 Tuskens and a Desert Siege, and that sounds like a recipe for fun to me. That's going to be our entire series here, going to lower bracket matchup. Lose 3, go home. That is that. Chance, what do you make of the maps?
Well, nothing too crazy, right? Obviously, again, the Bocage, Florida's happy to play on it. The Desert Siege, Florida 0-1, dropped a 0.31 KD, so they got slaughtered the one time they played. But Boston, we haven't seen them there at all. And of course, that Tusken control, it got mentioned on the desk. It was part of the keys to victory when you're talking about Boston. They have been getting destroyed, absolutely destroyed in control. But most of that's been on Gavutu. Tusken, we haven't seen him as much. Maybe there will be potential for them in that game 3, but obviously we have a long way to go before we get there. We start in the cage. Both of these teams have that experience. I think yesterday we saw Boston against Atlanta. They got heavily outslayed, but they still kept up in the stat line. Maybe they can just pick up the slang a little bit. They'll be good to go.
Well, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Please keep your arms and legs inside the vehicle at all times. Hold on to your personal belongings. We're going to the cage to start this one off. Whoa, baby. This is going to get the blood pumping right off the rip. How are you enjoying the show so far, crowd? I can smell that popcorn. I'm seeing the drinks flowing as somebody just walked in with a pizza. And let me tell you, hungry, hungry hippos up here on the stage. For the cage, it is going to be an exciting start indeed. Here we go. Boston Breach, Florida Mutineers. Let's get it.
And I think about setting that pace on this map, right? We already know Vivid is going to be running the show. Just the engagement lord on this map. And well, there's the first blood. Effectively, he's able to take it down, and that is the man that I think Boston are going to have to try their damnedest to keep up with. But of course, it is back and forth as always on P1, looking for some of that distance, a little bit of that separation. And honestly, it's Boston, at least for that early time, trying to get a few points inside.
We'll take it. Not a lot of early time goes the way of many teams here on the cage, but so far so good. TJ trying to find a few more. Again, eyes towards P2. That's the name of the game here, friends. 20 seconds remaining on first. Nero, sneaky, catches at least one out there. Rotation still looking good. Actually now cleaned up, so this might be huge for Mutineers. We'll see if they can capitalize on those kills. No, TJ last man up in the point. Dave Paddy now. Definitely, oh dear, I don't think he finished the Sorcerer's or Philosopher's Stone chance after a kill like that.
Well, I mean, maybe he'll be working up to the Chamber of Secrets as we progress through this series, but either way, that rotation over towards P2. Boston doesn't necessarily have the spawns, but they should at least have a bit of that map control, right? Players inside a barn. Dave Paddy is alive, but he should get spotted and taken care of. You see him fall in the feet. Boston get that clearance. Now try to run up the score just a little bit, but obviously, they're dealing with those back spawns. Florida should be quick to bounce back.
Nope, trying to flay their way through. It's Capsidal. He was the absolute king of the stage when it came to Kickoff Classic, won a lot of hearts and minds, but for now, slow and steady inside of barn. 32 seconds remaining here on the inside of P2. Tanks Nero from the top row. Away he goes. Ooh, the hip fire there, but Demon Joe is going to take care of him. Awakening finally brought down. Dave Paddy up next. Here comes the hits from behind. Will it be enough to get any more out of this one? As the next 20 seconds of tanks looks to be a little bit dry on the contest. Over towards P3 that will be going in just a moment. Neither team to set up for this one, but chance for Mutineers, they got spawns.
Still no degree of separation though, right? Because you still have about 8 seconds to get across the map. So yes, you have Florida in the back first, but look at the actual hard point, right? Boston firmly inside. Vivid though, he is fiending for a gunfight, able to clean up TJ, looking for the next, gets the corner right, but still gets traded out. And this is sort of an interesting spot, right? You can have these back spawns, but that's not always ideal. If they get a 2 or 3 down and keep spawning in the back, well, Boston might be able to set up a spawn trap.
Let's see how it goes. Here come the Mutineers, trying to make their way through the back. It's a couple of kills going the way of Boston Breach. Awakening slow and steady on the push, and Nero's going to punish him for it. Dave Paddy, the only player now for his team to maybe get anything out of this one. It's Biggs in though, going to cut him down. Time still ticking in favor. Oh, for a brief moment there of the Boston Breach. Mutineers now with a slight lead change. Capsidal, next entry onto the hard point. Time's ticking away now. Boston Breach, as back and forth we go. There's not a tremendous amount of action on either side as they're still trying to get things going here early on in the cage. Final 15 chance on Grannies, and Florida Mutineers once again, nice spawn.
And this is the man you're trying to look to get warm, right? If Capsidal can get the ball rolling, he could try to take a couple players down, but it's Dave Patty in the feed with the automaton that's able to pick up 2, and I think we have seen a bunch of teams make that adaptation, right? Atlanta FaZe, very early on in the season, running that 2AR setup, and well, looks like a couple of these teams are learning the power of the auto, because Awakening, he's rocking it as well.
A dangerous assault rifle player. We saw him really shine in Modern Warfare way back when with the MP5 in this game. A little different look. TJ trying to make his way through the back. Not able to get much done so far. It's Big Vivid. He's finding all the kills. Here comes CJ though. Top bar and gets himself a pair. That's going to be a nice break for now. Stun check, lands it. Here come the rest of the team though. Close spawns now for Boston, flying on in. Will they be able to find much here? A little bit of trepidation chance on the outside there. No one really committing to the fight.
Couldn't tell you what that word means. Don't have my dictionary nearby, but at the very least, you see the bounce back inside the hard point, right? Even when TJ is getting a couple of these opening kills, there's always that very quick response by Florida. Even if they're rocking a 2AR setup, they got a guy like Vivid on their team. They will absolutely be pushing the pace, but nothing too crazy so far. Again, fairly close game as we expect on this map. In that rotation, I mean, number 5 on the mini-map, Vivid, he is trying to find that opening. He just went past number 4. If he can find this kill in the back and flip the spawns, this could be Florida potentially running away with this game.
Well, Vivid, you are completely surrounded. Unfortunately, not going to be that much more out of that one. Dave Patty's spree comes to an end. He sat on 5, I think, before that went down. 10 and 8 overall for him. No streaks. See if you can find any more. Whip up something special. Conjure up some magic. But no, it's Boston in the kill feed. And now, starting to pick up the time. Looking to take this one back. But Vivid, the man of the moment, Mr. Hot on the heels of the hard point. He goes, trying to push those players out. Guys gets 3 in the feed. And here we go. Vivid now trying to hit the back lines. That should be a decent bit of time now for the Mutineers.
And they got the complete setup as well. So this is a 30-point lead. That is a lot on this map. And when is the last time Boston actually managed to get a kill? They are trapped in the back. Vivid is there trying to chop it down. There's number 2, the most accurate player in the league for good reason.
4 HP, 4 spree right now. And ooh, here we go, Vivid. Putting on a show for us here. There's another in Nero. That's going to be the 5th. And he's out, baby. He's gone. Nice kills all around. Mutineers starting to walk away with this one here. Back over towards the first set of hard points we go. Now the second set. Back to the middle of the gate. And man, it's just been all Mutineers chance for the last 2.
Oh yeah, can Boston get a trade, please, on River like they had the early spawns? They're getting picked apart. Now Vivid going to be thinking about some kill streaks. 1 away from the glide bomb. And again, frankly, it looks like he's going to be poised to get it unless he gets shot in the back, but his teammates got the call out. He gets the hunt down Methodz for the free kill. Glide bomb secure, Hill secure, and Florida, again, it might not seem like it, but this is a very strong lead.
Yep, they're holding it down for now. Dave Patty with time. Methodz will finally get a little bit of retribution there on the Vivid. That's going to be the kill, ends the spree, but streaks acquired, damage done. Big cap now. The king of the barn, locking that one down. It's 4 clean kills now for the Boston Breach team. Mutineers chance though with still a sweet lead. Let's go for a quick listen in with the Florida Mutineers.
Nice, TJ ult. I need a load. Yo, mid out, Nero. Nero, shit on. Mid out, last guy.
The Røkkr in, he's too weak. He's weak as fuck. He's weak as fuck. Hold the cross.
I'm looking over you.
Hey. I'm gonna get your barn.
Yo, back T4.
Yeah, TJ.
Three in the back.
Roll down.
Cabin, weak. Top board.
Top barn weak, P1.
No, I'm in the
cabin.
I think he's pitching, yeah.
Lay down here, watch my double.
Yeah, obviously there.
I'm outside across.
He just didn't want top bar.
AS&E low out. He jumped down.
Watch my feet. Let me hold weak. Double door weak.
Yeah, go door and hole.
Alright.
They're me wine.
Wine is dead. Watch out.
Zero here. Watch out. Absolute Nero. Flat. Absolute AC. AC after. He's in there in the corner.
They're bumping time. One's code hit Røkkr.
Yo, I need him on ult.
Pulling low range. Taking Røkkr out.
I have my friend.
I have a dive up, guys.
Go top right.
T1, TJ, one shot. T1. Low T1.
Yeah, you should be holding it. I have your mid. Go. Yo, one is wine right now.
Can you get new time and I'll just hold back right.
The lead only seems to get bigger and the comms just as good right now. Skies 22 and 18 overall. Bottom Grannies, they've handed over the keys. The deed is now yours. Florida Mutineers with a point.
And some respectable small talk as well as they're crossing it, but now they actually get set up inside the hill, right? Last time they focused on those spawns, didn't actually get that pressure, but now the pressure certainly in. Number 4, Nero, think about the flank, dead. Sky's there to take him down. He can play like an AR even when he's got the MP40 and Boston so far away. Zinni finally starting to find a couple kills. He's able to pick up 2, and his teammates able to break inside the point, but for how long is the question?
Gets himself a couple of sweet kills now, trying to find aBeZy, and it's a nice 3 from Zinni. Methodz locking this one down. Vivid on the outside. Can he go toe-to-toe? Oh, no! He needs more bullets. CheFTony back in the action. He goes. Oh, with the good crossfire. This is nice out of the breach. aBeZy, though. There was a rat in the kitchen, and that's a big kill out of Cap, trying to keep this one down. Boston breach, signs of life chance, but is it too little, too late?
I mean, again, this is a pretty sizable lead, right? I think the most we saw was about a 70-point margin. Florida let it slip for a moment, but they just bring it right back. And I mean, they can honestly just play 50-50. They can fight so hard on this hill, by the way, because they have that glide for the rotation. So, I mean, they can just force it here on Barn. And I mean, they've got a little bit of clearance. You already got what? Number 5, Vivid. He's watching the mid cross. Number 7, he's got outer. This is the setup that they want. Now you just got to play for the kills.
Here we go. Nero over the top. Skies managed to get at least one before being brought down. Crossfire down. aBeZy reaches for the sidearm. Can't get the 5th kill in a row. Over to CheFTony now. 25 remaining here on Barn. Contest all around the place. Big Wake somehow, some way, finds a few more. Bottom Barn covered. Here come the nades.
And keep in mind for Boston right there, they end up flipping those spawns, and that is not what you want to have happen. Yes, you need to force to actually get that hill time, but this should set up Florida just to have that free and easy rotation. They still have that glide bomb if they want to invest it, but I mean, just looking at that stat line, right? We're talking about the rookies feeling a little bit of that pressure, and I see Nero 19 and 32. He's taking a lot of gunfights, not winning a lot of them.
1932, what a year that was. Here comes the glide for Vivid. Looking to find the 2, but there's a lot of cover now for these players of Breach. Not a lot to be had. That's going to be enough, though. Keeping the Mutineers in control of Røkkr. They've got to stay down low. Information passed out, and baby, do they make the most of that one. That's huge out of the Mutineers. 40 seconds remaining. Will not be getting the win here, but once again, chance that we get damn close.
And you already see, right? It is just ARs all over the place. Even Vivid has one just for these long-range engagements. So you're taking him down. You let the gunfight come to you. And honestly, even that fall right there doesn't make a single bit of difference. Methodz, I mean, his team isn't around him anymore. Everyone has fallen. I mean, this is an absolute blowout, basically from start to finish. Florida, I mean, just a clean and easy game. It has been 3-0s all day today. Some of these teams, I mean, just getting picked apart when the elimination is on the line. And I know it's very early in the series, but at least Florida right now, they came to play.
Well, they have certainly come to play. He's won over yet, though. 33-27 there from Vivid, a man who got up incredible numbers and won a sweet chunk of cash online. Hard point now for the time of Boston Breach. Trying to find a few more. Big Cap, getting the work done there on the outside of Granny's. Back over to the hard point we go. Awakening will be his next opponent. Doesn't land much on the stun. And Big Wake finds it again. 2 Titans here of the field. 40 seconds still remaining here on gate chance, and at this moment in time, it is a very good look for the Florida Mutineers. We have seen crazy comebacks on Bocage. It is no easy feat.
I mean, a crazy comeback, though, is what, making up from like 50 or 60 points. This is just, I mean, ludicrous. So far away would be an absolute game changer, and especially when you're getting outslaved on maybe 20, 25 kills. Cap's trying to bring it back just a little bit. Methodz able to pick up 2, and you at least got the correct spawns for that rotation. Nice little map spread, but I mean, every single player at this point for Boston is going to have to go bonkers. Maybe the triple B will be enough, but see if they can pull it off.
Well, he's got a big kill ahead of him, and it's Methodz in first on the hard point. 10 seconds for the win now for Florida, and that may be it. Nero's up next. Got to hold the tides now. The incoming approach from the Mutineers, and they're getting the job done. Big kills out of aBeZy. Towards the hard point we go once again, and oh, Methodz managing to get the kill on him, and that's it. Mutineers are in the hill. No one from Breach nearby. Nero with a last-minute contest. You kill him, you get the map, and they do just that. The Mutineers take map 1.
And you take a map like Bocage in a fashion like that, I mean, that map, pure gunny, right? So if you're winning in a dominant